Hey guys, Ed over here at FICMRepair. Repair. So all this recent talk about standpipes, and all of a sudden, all you guys with issues with standpipes are coming out of the woodwork. So here we have a guy who says, "Hey, I've got my 6.0 here, and I've got it's tuned and blah de blah, and FICM voltage is at 13.5, so probably he means FICM logic power, not FICM main power. But don't have any check engine lights, nothing like that. But when I'm going ahead and I'm trying stuff, it I pop it in overdrive, and all I get is some black smoke. And what's going on with that? That is probably a standpipe dummy plug issue. Minimally, it's a leak in the high pressure oil system. Whether it is a snap to connect fitting that's deciding to unsnap to unconnect off of an H pop, if it's a late build, or just a leak in the high pressure oil system plumbing. These are the considerations. So what I just sent him a text on, a message on, is say, hey, try this. When it's bogging down, go ahead and don't try to accelerate. Just go ahead and downshift the truck. So, put it in overdrive, do something without trying to accelerate. Just get it to go higher RPMs and see if your problem doesn't go away. And if it does, ding, 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 we have a winner. So what's happening actually? Well, you're actually asking more of the FICM, right? Because it's signaling more often to the injectors, and yet it's running good. So it's like, so what else is happening? Well, what else is happening is your high pressure oil pump, which is gear driven, is spinning faster. Oh, so you mean to tell me that it's overcoming the leak because it can pump more because it's spinning faster because it's a high pressure, low volume pump? Yes, that's exactly what it means. And so I asked him, I said, hey, what's your IPR duty cycle when this is happening? So he's looking. We don't even have the answer yet, but I'm sure it's high, right? It's probably pegged 84-85% because the high pressure oil pump is like, man, I'm just sitting here doing my job pumping like a good little pump should, and the IPR valve's like, yeah, man, I got you wide open because ICP desired versus ICP actual. There's a little bit of a spread there, and so I want more power, and I can't get it because I can't overcome this leak that's going on. And so the leak is probably in the dummy plugs and standpipes. Could it be in the nipple cups off the ball tubes? Yes, it could. So, while you're in there, you might want to do the HHC nipple cups and their corresponding O-rings. Just do a search on HHC on our site. I know it's spendy, but it could prevent you from having a hydrolock, which could prevent you from snapping a connecting rod. Just saying. So if that's interesting to you, go ahead and do it. Now, for those of you that are battling with hot no starts, that actually leads to another question. There was a whole conversation about air test tools and all this kind of stuff with somebody earlier today. And it's like, well, hey, maybe you want to spend the time spinning the IPR valve out and putting this air test tool in. We sell it, we rent it, whatever. Maybe you want to do that. Or maybe you just want to say, forget this, man. I just want my crap to work. And I know that under the valve covers is an accident waiting to happen, and I don't have service records on this thing. Or maybe I do, and this thing, I don't see anything in here that shows that the stuff on the valve covers has been touched recently, as in the last 100,000 miles recently. Holy buckets. Let me just go ahead and change out these dummy plugs, these standpipes, and call it a day. Now then all the purists come talking about, well, O-rings are going to die. You're not wrong. The O-rings are going to die eventually. And so if you want to go ahead and you want to go with the dummy with the O-ring option, the O-ring less option from CSC, you certainly can. That's fine. It's just more money, but there's no O-rings, and so there you go. But regardless, this is a high pressure oil system issue, and now you know why. And so it's just a question of where it is. And so do you want to go ahead and rent our air test tool? I mean, I suppose you can. That's totally fine. You can spin that puppy out of the spin the IPR valve out. And if you don't have the specialty socket for that, certainly we carry that on FICMRepair.com as well. Now we don't have to take everything apart, but or you can just destroy an existing socket that you got by cutting a slot in it. Either way, but at any rate, you can take the IPR valve out and you can slide this thing in, put some shop air to it, and just listen and see where your issues are. But after you find out where your issues are, you're taking it apart anyway. The under the valve covers is going to be a problem just regardless if it's not the problem right now. Are you sure you don't want to just take care of it? I mean, I don't know. I'll sell you the air test tool, or I'll rent you the air test tool, but for me and my money, I wouldn't bother. I'd just say, you know what? Sell me the dummy plugs, whether the diesel site ones or the CSC ones, whatever, and sell me the HHC nipple cups and their corresponding O-rings. Yeah, we're talking about this set right here. Sell me some valve cover gaskets so it doesn't leak when I'm done. By the way, when you take the apart your stuff, grab yourself an M6 by 1.0 tap. Chase the freaking threads. Please do that. Oh my goodness, it'll take you 5 minutes. Chase the threads on your rocker box. Make sure they're nice and clean, and that way you're not having to put a thread insert in there. And by the way, not helicoil. Oh my goodness, not helicoil. There's a much better solution. We don't carry it, but hop on Amazon and grab it. It's called TimeCert. You'll never use helicoils again if you use TimeCert. It's just an insert. It's so much better. There's no spring. There's nothing to jack with. But hopefully you don't have that problem because you cleaned out your threads with an M6 by 1.0 tap. But the point of all this is to say, hey, high pressure oil system issues manifest a lot of ways. No start hots are by far the most common. But this deal where it's bucking and carrying on or blowing black smoke or whatever at speed, just barely in overdrive, that's a super common problem. The other problem that it could be, though, just understand, is a turbo. It's less common, but it's there. A VGT, the vanes get stuck or whatever. It's just not able to move enough air. So maybe take your turbo apart too. I don't know. We carry a rebuild kit for like $120 from KC. So if you want to take it apart and clean your pawls and whatnot, I'm not here to say that that's a bad idea. If you're going to go down that path, think about, take a look at your turbo feed line, verify that puppy's not braided. If it is, let me sell you a feed line, let me sell you a corresponding drain tube. Maybe go ahead and pick up our header wrap tape kit so you can save your main engine harness from early death because it's too bloody hot. Maybe change out the low pressure oil pressure switch that's fully exposed when the feed line is on there, if you want to jack with that. And if you're going to go through all that work, maybe look at how many miles are on your H-pop and say, do I want to just go ahead and buy an H-pop while I'm up in there? But I live in the real world. I know that money is not unlimited, neither is your time. And so I tell it kind of both ways and leave it up to your better discretion. For me and my money, I would much rather pop into the valve covers first, just take care of all the crap that likes to fail, and start over and see if that doesn't solve your problem, because 9 times out of 10, it will. FICMRepair.com. Guys, we are all in this together. I appreciate you. Take care.